Are you a real estate investor in Pennsylvania or Maryland who has talked to other investors from out of states who are now really excited about ADUs, which are accessory dwelling units? And we're going to talk today about accessory dwelling units in Pennsylvania and Maryland. Now, there's a growing number of states within the U.S. who have started to enact statewide ordinances regarding accessory dwelling units simply because we have such a housing shortage. The states that are typically enacting these are states where there's very priced housing, which California has led the way, but recently Massachusetts and Colorado have also enacted ordinances. Currently, Pennsylvania and Maryland do not have a statewide ordinance regarding accessory dwelling units, but those are left up to each municipality in order to provide their zoning surrounding whether they're permitted or not. So there's basically two types of accessory dwelling units. There are attached, meaning inside the existing structure or home, and detached, which would be in the form of a backyard converted garage or additional dwelling unit, which could be also considered a tiny home. Now I'm over here in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, where there is a tiny home community, but oftentimes you will find a tiny home in the backyard as an accessory dwelling unit. So if you are considering putting an accessory dwelling unit in the back of any investment properties you own, you do need to start with understanding how that is going to be classified. So there's basically three different types that you might fall into with a accessory dwelling unit that you place in the backyard. And the first one would be what most people would consider a tiny home, which is actually a park model RV, which is a small home that's built 400 square feet or less, and they're actually built to standards that are established specifically for these small homes, but underneath a traditional recreational vehicle building code. So these are usually meant for non-permanent habitation, which means just like an RV, they're great to live in on a semi-temporary basis, but they're not suitable for permanent habitation. So a lot of municipalities are going to state that you can't place it and have it be a permanent ADU. The second thing you might consider is a traditional mobile home. Now, a mobile home is licensed under HUD requirements. They are typically suitable for permanent habitation, but mobile homes are placed on a temporary foundation. So they're kind of a mix of the two. Depending on your township or municipality, they may be permitted as an ADU or not, but most mobile homes will be run in the 600 to 1200 square foot range. The third option you might consider is a modular home. Now, modular homes are meant to be placed on a permanent foundation. They're not moved. They are suitable for permanent habitation, but most modular homes are going to start at around 900 square feet, and usually that's too big for an accessory dwelling units because a lot of municipalities will actually state that an accessory dwelling unit can only be 30% or so of the original dwelling's size. So there are a few modular builders who do make smaller modular homes for accessory dwelling purposes, but because it's not very common within Pennsylvania and Maryland, they're a little more hard to find and generally more pricey. But I will give you a tip that we discovered as we were searching for accessory dwelling units, is that a lot of county planning commissions actually maintain a list that permits or that lists whether accessory dwelling units are permitted, and will give you some additional details like whether they must be occupied by a family member or not. So I hope this video brought you some value. If so, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.